Welcome to another Advent reflection from the parish of Morpeth. My name is Mark, I'm the Archdeacon of Northumberland, and it's a pleasure to be sharing this reflection with you all today. Some words from Isaiah the prophet from chapter 51, verses 9 to 16. Awake, awake! Put on strength, O arm of the Lord. Awake as in days of old, the generations of long ago. Was it not you who cut Rahab in pieces, who pierced the dragon? Was it not you who dried up the sea, the waters of the great deep, who made the depths of the sea a way for the redeemed to cross over? So the ransomed of the Lord shall return and come to Zion with singing. Everlasting joy shall be upon their heads. They shall obtain joy and gladness, and sorrow and sighing shall flee away. I am he who comforts you. Why then are you afraid of a mere mortal who must die, a human being who fades like grass? You have forgotten the Lord your Maker, who stretched out the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth. You fear continually all day long because of the fury of the oppressor who is bent on destruction. But where is the fury of the oppressor? The oppressed shall speedily be released. They shall not die and go down to the pit, nor shall they lack bread. For I am the Lord your God, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. I have put my words in your mouth and hidden you in the shadow of my hand, stretching out the heavens and laying the foundations of the earth, and saying to Zion, you are my people. Awake, awake, put on strength, O arm of the Lord. Awake as in days of old, the generations of long ago. Wake up, come on, wake up. I don't know how good you are at waking up in the morning or how you like to be woken up. But here in this passage in Isaiah, in these first few verses, I imagine that Israel, God's people, are banging on God's bedroom door, going, wake up, God. Put on strength, O arm of the Lord. Come on, wake up as in days of old, the generations of long ago. Wake up. We need you like in the days before, the good old days. Wake up, God. Do you not remember what you used to do? Wasn't it you who cut Rahab in pieces, who pierced the dragon? Wasn't it you who dried up the sea, the waters of the great deep? God's people are in need. The times are dark. The threat feels very real and very close. They're afraid. They need God. They need Yahweh to wake up and do the stuff he used to do. Come on, wake up, God, so the ransomed of the Lord shall return. The people of God banging on the bedroom door to wake up their God. And then, after the first few verses, there's a change of voice at verse 12. There's a gap in our Bibles which indicates that change. Now it's no longer Israel banging on the bedroom door, trying to wake God up. Imagine, if you will, for a moment, that Israel have been banging on the door so hard that the door bursts open. And they stumble into the bedroom to find that the bed is empty. Actually, the bed's made and God's got up and been and gone and got out and at work long, long before they've been banging on the door. And so imagine that at this point, as they burst into the bedroom to find the bed made and God not there, that a voice comes from behind them. God speaks from behind and says, I am he who comforts you. Why then are you afraid? of a mere mortal who must die, a human being who fades like grass. And so God speaks to them, surprises them even, gets them to turn round and reminds them who he is, helps them to get things back into a proper perspective. You have forgotten the Lord, your Maker, who stretched out the heavens and laid the foundations of the earth, God says to them. In the face of this Creator, in the face of the reality of his power and love, God asks them, where is the fury of the oppressor? Because the oppressed shall speedily be released. They shan't die and go down to the pit, nor will they lack bread. Come on, Israel. Stop banging on the bedroom door. Turn around. For I am the Lord your God, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roar. I've put my words in your mouth, God says to them, hidden you in the shadow of my hand. What power or love can compare to this? I'm reminded of that time where Jesus in the Gospels falls asleep on a cushion in a boat in the middle of a storm. And the disciples begin to panic. And so they wake him up and they say, "Teacher, don't you care that we are perishing? Don't you care if we drown?" What the disciples failed completely to realize is that Jesus is only there in the boat with them, precisely because he does care. Jesus, Word made flesh, is only in the manger, is only on the cross, precisely because he does care deeply, passionately, desperately, wonderfully, beautifully for them and for all of us. Cares more than we can ever imagine. And so God speaks to Israel in our reading from Isaiah, as Jesus speaks to his disciples in the boat, to remind them that he's never been sleeping, that he's always awake to our needs, always listening for our cries and hearing our prayers. For a people who are feeling forgotten, who are not quite at home with the way things are, who are unsure of the future and questioning their identity, come these final words in our reading this morning. As God says to his people, "You are my people. You are my people." Today, let's wake up and hear God say to us, "You are my people." Remembered, cared for, loved to death and into life. Amen.